professional development video, I decided to build an iOS app that uses voice recognition. So first, I had planned on using AWS, specifically the AWS Transcribe service, to get this voice recognition going. So as I looked into it, though, I just found that it was going to be a lot more complicated than it really needed to be. So in order to make the AWS Transcribe work, you're going to have to save the audio recording from the phone, host it on an S3 bucket, which is just like general object storage on the cloud, and then make an API call to Amazon Transcribe saying, hey, this is where, giving it the address of the S3 bucket and saying, can you please transcribe this? And then that will send you back the address where this transcription is, and so you'll have to go reach out and get that, and then you'll finally have your transcribed message. So I thought that that was just a lot more complicated than it really needed to be, and it didn't have a lot of really good iOS integration. And so I decided that since this is a mobile app built in Xcode, that we could use some of Apple's built-in features to be able to do this. So I just looked around online and found a tutorial that I really liked. Some of the tutorials were pretty outdated, the other ones that I found. Other ones were really advanced that were getting into things that I just didn't really understand. And other ones were a little bit too basic. And so this one I thought was a really good mix of good advanced functionality and easy to understand. So I started doing it, and so it basically took me through all the steps that I needed to do to make this specific app, which that includes asking for permission to use speech recognition and also use your microphone to record you, and a few different things. So for anyone who hasn't done iOS development, basically what you do is you have this storyboard file, and that's this. And so it gives you the image of your iPhone that you're going to be using, and then you can just basically drag and drop buttons onto it, or text fields, or anything that you want. And so that's what this here is. This is a button that I dragged and dropped. And so behind this file is a controller where you have all your code that you use to control the app. That allows you to be able to customize it really easily and change things up on the UI on the front end, and also have really granular control of what's happening on the back end. So I'll just take you through this code really quickly. I'm not going to get too in detail into it, but these outlets are what it's called when you, are what the connection between these buttons on the front and actual objects in code on the back are. And so when a button's pushed, then it gets the permission, which is another function that I had defined down here, which pulls up a modal asking for the permission. So when I show you, it's not going to do it because it's already asked for the permission, and that's cached and stored, so you don't have to ask for permission every time. But that's what it'll do the first time. And so it says if the audio engine is running, so if it's recording, then it'll stop it, it'll end the audio, and then it'll set the title to this button to start recording, which is what it is right now. But when you push the button and the audio engine is not running, then it'll start the recording and change the title to stop recording. So that way, while it's recording, the title will be stop recording, and while it's not recording, the title will be start recording. So it makes sense. I'll just run this for you really quickly so you can get a good look at it. It's a really simple app, just this one page, not a ton of functionality on it, but you can start recording and say, this is the test that I'm doing for the professional development video. Say hi to Dr. Anderson for me. You can stop recording, and as you see, it'll record and transcribe all the text that I spoke right here. So one interesting thing that I found with this is that it was really that the process that this performs is really similar to what I was going to do with AWS, because it's taking the recordings and it's sending it off to the Apple servers, and they're sending back the text, and it's still doing all those kind of back-end API calls and stuff. The base process is the same, but the difference is that I didn't have to do it, which I appreciated. And I know that sometimes you want a little bit more control, and it's nice to be able to control exactly what's going on in the back end, but in this case, I found that it was better for me to just let Apple do the work instead of having to do it myself. So, thanks for watching.